The comeback Knicks using the Nova Knicks to take a 2-0 series lead over the Boston Celtics. They trailed by 20 in both games 1 and 2 and came back to win both of them on the road. Welcome to Playoff Central Live, presented by AT&T. The 3-time champion UD is here, and also George Niang, member of the Atlanta Hawks. Guys, so much to get through here, but the Knicks, this is the third time this postseason they've come back in a playoff game being down by 8 in the fourth quarter. What makes them so effective in doing it?
I just think they are so bought into playing that physical, tough, rugged basketball. Yes. They make it a junkyard dogfight, and that's what they did. They know how they win games, and they're going to make you play that way. And frankly, Boston isn't used to playing that way. They're used to playing fast, getting threes up, and if New York can keep the scores at 100 and below, you're going to see a lot more of this in wins for the Knicks.
Yeah, I think New York kind of got in Boston's head a little bit. I think we talked about Boston shooting threes and missing a lot of threes, but this is who Boston is. I mean, we praised them this season when they set the three-point record for a single season. We praised the Boston Celtics. So tonight, I saw some threes that those guys normally would have let go that they kind of passed up. This is who you are. You built these habits over the season, over the course of the years, playing, getting 2 feet in the paint, spraying the ball. I think Boston needs to be who Boston is. Peyton Pritchard, who's a guy who's the sixth man of the year, who thrives off Jason Tatum getting in the paint, who thrives off Brown getting in the paint. 9 points tonight, 6 points last game, 15 points in 2 games. This is the sixth man of the year. He has to get involved, and his involvement comes off those guys being aggressive, getting in the paint. Now the Knicks can combat that because they have wing defenders. They have the the OGs. Yes. They have the Josh Hart. So shout out to Josh Hart tonight, because until they got it going offensively in the fourth quarter through Brunson, Josh Hart kept those guys in the game. So they have those wing defenders that can combat those guys and stay at home. This is going to be a great series, but I do not think Boston goes out like that. I know you're excited over there. You're keeping it. You're keeping it inside.
Josh Hart, the leading scorer for the Knicks with 23 points. Let's go through the critical plays down the stretch. All right, for the Boston Celtics, you see them up 1 here. Jason Tatum off. They missed 14 consecutive shots in the fourth quarter. Jalen Brunson, you see it? Under 2 minutes to go. That is the Knicks' first lead of the game, 87-86. How about Jalen Brown trying to get in on the action to stop the drought? No bueno. Same for Derek White. Jalen Brunson, NBA Clutch Player of the Year. His playoff low, just 17 points, but getting the buckets late. Part of a 21-2 run by the Knicks. Then Brunson off. OG Anunoby can't save it, so the Celtics get the ball down by 1. And what did you guys notice about this for Jason Tatum?
Well, I love the fact that they set the screen early at half court. That gives him runway to go downhill against the 5-man. There's no 5-man in the NBA that's going to stand in front of Jason Tatum once he gets a full head of steam downhill.
First bucket in an 8-minute span for the Celtics. Then Jalen Brunson fouled with 12 seconds to go. George, you didn't like that at all?
No, that's a position where you shouldn't foul and make him make a shot over the top.
What do you think about this defense here by the Knicks?
Multiple efforts, and I think this is where the Knicks is winning this series, and it's crazy because Boston are the defending champions. They've seen it all, but I really think that multiple efforts are being made by the New York Knicks.
Now, we often hear about, quote, the Nova Knicks. You see Mikal Bridges making the defensive plays at the end of back-to-back games. You mentioned Josh Hart with 43 points. This on a night when Jalen Brunson, 6 for 19, just 17 points. Let's hear from Jalen Brunson with Allie LaFleur. It's a 6th consecutive game decided by 5 points or less for the Knicks in this playoff run. But you look at the fourth quarter, outscoring the Celtics by 13. They were, of course, down by 12 heading into the fourth. And here's the thing, George, you pointed to this. At the beginning of the fourth quarter, Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson on the bench, and it was under 7 when Brunson came back in, and it was like, okay, they're waiting for a while to get him back in the game. What did you make of that and how it ended up working out for the Knicks?
Yeah, I was a little unsure of why they didn't come in a little earlier, but, that's why Tibbs is the coach that he is, right? Yes. He knows what buttons to press, what guys to play. And just frankly, I think the Knicks are just wearing the Celtics down at this point. To have a team go 5 for 24, to miss 14 consecutive shots for another night in a row, you have Boston star players not shooting to their averages. I think the Knicks are really just wearing on the Boston Celtics.
And we mentioned this before the game of Karl Anthony Towns. He had back-to-back off nights, right? He had a double-double in the first half, 14 and 10, finished with 21 and 17, but efficient from the field as well. Really,
he's going to have he's always going to have an advantage. If you're big, he can take you out of the perimeter. He can shoot it so well that you got to close. He can go by you. If you're a small guy, he can get in the paint. He can punish you. He can go up. And if he gets 2 feet and you come, he's skilled enough to make the right plays. So this is something the Knicks can go to any night if they want.
You know, we talked about the quality of three-point shots in the first game and the difference between that series against the Orlando Magic for the Celtics. They shot a third of the threes that they shot in game 1, 40, but they still shot just 25% from long range. What are you seeing and why they're incapable of shooting a higher percentage?
Yeah, as a shooter, it's a mentality, right? Even though when you miss, you still have to take the next one, right? And I was talking with UD about this. I think they're a little hesitant. You know, there's some shots that they are turning down that is Boston Celtics basketball. Like, let's not get this wrong. They should be shooting more two-pointers. But like you said, shooting three-pointers is who they are. This is what they do. We've complimented them for this. So I don't think they should get too far away from who they are. But at the end of the day, they're going to need to start making some three-point shots. And that's all stepping in with confidence, not overthinking it. Yes, you missed some shots first 2 games, but that's why it's a 7-game series.
Yeah, I mean, and the other guys those are the guys that are really the guys that they need to step up. Tatum and Brown are going to have the ball in their hand. They have to exploit those one-on-one matchups. They have to get in the paint. They have to be aggressive. They have to be explosive. But we need Peyton Pritchard. We need Al Horford. We need these other guys to step up.
Porzingis. What's going on there?
What is going on with that? They need those guys. And the burst that he gave them when he came back last year, they need something like that. He is not their best player, but he's their most irreplaceable player. They don't have a 7'3" guy who can stretch the floor and can also go down in the paint. And with his size can protect the basket. Yes. So they need that.
Yeah, Kristaps Porzingis did not play the second half of game 1, 14 minutes all of game 2. Joe Mazzulla had some interesting things to say after game 1's loss about the three-point shooting. Let's listen in. The defending champions head coach, Joe Mazzulla.
Joe, what happened there in the last 5 minutes? It just seemed like you guys couldn't score, and they just made every play.
Yeah, they made every play, and like I said, even throughout the end of that third or the fourth quarter, I thought we generated some good looks, and then I thought we had some live ball turnovers, and they took advantage of it. So they made the necessary plays to win. We put ourselves in position to do that, and we just didn't make the plays.
You guys, two days off. How do you respond from this? This is just another blown 20-point lead. Exactly your worst nightmare. How do you come back from this?
You just take a look at it, figure out where you have to be better, and put a full 48 minutes together. So I have an understanding that it's going to be difficult, but that's why we do what we do and figure out.
What's your favorite team? Comment below, and if you liked the video, please leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and brings you even more content. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all notifications. With each game, we noticed that the NBA is getting more competitive every day, and all the teams are looking for reinforcements to win the championship. And only here can you follow your favorite team daily with incredible content from different sources. Here on the channel, there are new videos every day with analysis, curiosities, and the best moments in basketball. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for following along. The NBA doesn't stop, and neither do we. Until the next video. NBA, the passion that connects us.